الله الرحمن الرحيم. صلى الله عليك يا أبا عبد الله. صلى الله عليك يا ابن رسول الله. صلى الله عليك وعلى أهل بيتك المظلومين. يا رحمة الله الواسعة ويا باب نجاة الأمة ويا عبرة كل مؤمن ومؤمنة، غريب مظلوم كربلاء. يا ليتنا كنا معكم سادتي فنفوز فوزا عظيما. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والذين جاهدوا فينا لنهدينهم سبلنا وإن الله لمع المحسنين. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
There are different methods and methodologies in testing that are widely used by different sectors in society. We can observe in the society that we live in currently, in all its sectors, there is some kind of test applied in every sector. For example, in education, there is wide range and methods and ways for testing the students. Also in the commercial and business side, they would test things before actually they provide the outcome to the customers, the clients. In medicine, for example, they test the product first. They test the medicine first, for example, on animals, and then they allow to be sold to the patients. Testing is something required by the human being in all fields. Big companies, they try to test before they sell their products. So testing has been going on for long years. A student cannot enter into the university without testing, providing an examination to see if he is eligible to enter into the academic year and study. Otherwise, they won't let that person to enter into the university. There are stages before reaching this level, high level of education. So testing plays a big role in the life cycle of the human being. Now, as an example, for example, صلوا على محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
An example that we can observe and see in the technology industry, when they produce systems, softwares, coding, and so forth, there is a method used to produce from the first stage to the last stage. They won't just sit down and write the code and produce the software. No, there are stages, which is known as the system development lifecycle. Now this system development lifecycle begins with user definition. They actually initially define what the requirement of the user is. There's a user outside, he wants to use a specific system, a specific software, so they try to define what this company needs as a, let's say, financial company, a bank. They try to test to see what exactly they need before they produce software. So there's user requirements, what they need, they write it down, and they go back to the next stage. The second stage is the analysis and design. They start to analyze and design. Just a close example, the architect comes before building your house. So he takes your requirements, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, first floor, second floor, and so forth. Next stage, he sketches the house, the doors, the window, everything. So that's the second stage. The third stage is the implementation, is where the company sits down and develops the software or the system. Actually writes the code. We go back to the example. Now the builders start to build the bricks. They bring all the requirements for building a house. They bring the glass. They bring everything that's required. So the third stage, or the fourth stage, third stage implementation. Now before they provide this house or this system or this software to the end user, they test it. So number 4 is the testing. They won't let you to take the product unless it's been tested fully. Because if they give you without testing, you have to go back to them. Imagine that a car company sells you a car, a used car. There's no MOT test, there's no insurance, there's nothing, it's just a plain car. You want to buy it. You're buying a full car with MOT test and so forth. You want a working fully car. So you buy from the dealer because he gives you warranty and so forth. So he has to test it to make sure that the car has no faults. So the fourth and important stage is the testing. In the world of business and IT, if you go back, you'll see that they spend a lot in testing the products. In car industry, they make a car and they crash the car to see how the effects of car crashes on the human being. They try to lower and reduce the death and injuries. So they test the car. They bang it on the wall, for example, and so forth. Testing is so important in every aspect. So the fourth stage is the testing. And the final stage is the finalizing the project. Final stage is to provide a fully working program, software, computer, anything to the end user. Fully working program. So before actually that company sells the car, sells the house, sells the software to you, it's actually tested. That's what they sell. They send surveys to the house to survey the house before you actually buy it. Survey is a test. So the last stage is to finalize it, finish off, and give the software or the computer, whatever it is, to the end user. Without the testing, no company can or be able to offer the product to the end user. And today you've been hearing the news of the Volkswagen car company, this giant company. And so, with a good reputation, they just made the mistake of installing such a software, for example. Although it's a cheating, but it's part of the testing. You have to provide a fully working car with no faults, even if the cheating is out of the test. So they failed to provide a fully working, legally car. And now they have to pay billions in cost of repairs and compensations as a result of not providing a proper to the user end. Because the requirements of the user end is to see that I'm using the software or the system, there should be no errors. You don't want to see every time an error, you open a file or something, or when you run the engine, it stops. No, you want to have a fully working product with no errors and working properly. That's what the user needs, the customer needs. Companies spend billions. Now, I have actually, I remember when Microsoft Windows in the year before 2000, they were producing Windows 2000, okay? They brought, in the US, they brought over 3,000 testers, program testers, just to test Windows 2000. Over 3,000. Just imagine a huge cost and spending on just to test the software. So when you buy Windows, it should be fully working. And they provide you support, online support. Any errors, you send it to them and they fix it for you. And they send you updates, all for free. It's part of it. 3,000 testers, yes, it's worth it. Because they're going to make billions of dollars out of the software. So they have to provide fully working software to the end user. Now,